Have you ever tried an exhausting, brutal diet and shortly after you finish, you gain back all the weight and some more? Well, I've been through exactly that, bro. But after trying this stuff for over 6 years, I found a way to stay lean long term with a diet that got me from this to this. So if you're looking for a way to stay lean and really look attractive to the opposite sex, then after this video, you'll have everything you need. Personally, after growing up with no female attention, I knew that I had to start working on myself. So after trial and error, getting skinny fat, regaining the weight, even with all the stretch marks I had, I just felt like I had the worst genetics and I couldn't look attractive and build myself and become more confident through fitness. But then when I finally understood the key fundamentals of dieting, I was able to lose over 70 pounds, finally get lean. And on that journey, I got my first girlfriend and I started to have relationships with women, and I realized that the more I took care of myself, the better relationships I had with the women I was talking to. And if you've never experienced that and you want to get to that point where you're confident in your body, that you have abs and you just got your physical fitness on lock, then you need to follow these 5 key tips. The first one is reverse dieting. Now, this concept I could make a whole video about and go over it, but essentially it's the diet after the diet. So with reverse dieting, you can maintain a same or similar level of body fat percentage and boost your maintenance calories so that you can actually sustain it long term. First, we have to establish what your maintenance calories are. Calorie maintenance is made up of 2 factors, calories in versus calories out. Now you can track the calories in as any food or anything with energy that you consume, and the calories out is all the exercise as well as what your body does and the energy it uses to keep the lights on and stay alive. Your maintenance calories after losing a bunch of fat will be lower, generally due to you being a lower body weight, and it takes less energy for your body to carry yourself around. Think about it. Do you think that the Hulk requires less calories or about the same amount of calories to eat as fucking Spider-Man? No, he needs way more because he's got more weight. He's got more body weight. So therefore, since you've probably lost a bunch of weight or you've started losing weight and you want to maintain that, then you got to be realistic about what your calorie maintenance is. Now, once you've found that most effectively through tracking your food, even using a food scale, weighing the food that you eat, and making sure that every bit of food that you eat gets tracked, using a food tracker app like MyFitnessPal, Chronometer, or maybe those Cal AI apps that are out right now, even though personally I wouldn't use them because taking photos of shit is way less accurate than actually weighing it and putting in the foods individually. So once you're done trying to lose fat and you want to maintain your abs, boost your calorie intake by 500 to 700 calories. And then from that point, your weight will stagnate, if not keep lowering, just to make good use of the extra nutrients and use it as energy. Your body will most likely compensate for the new calories that you've been eating. Now, the second thing you want to make sure is that you boost your intake of carbs and fiber. This is very crucial for 2 reasons. One, when you boost your carb intake, your muscles go from a flat, deflated look to a full look. Now, this means that you'll look better, not only that, but you can also push harder in the gym because you have fuller glycogen stores in your muscles. Glycogen stores are essentially another fuel source for your muscles aside from body fat. In fact, these will help you with heavy sets that you're pushing close to failure. And when you add carbs, you're generally going to add more fiber. And fiber is good to add because it has a thermogenic effect of food. This not only helps you maintain a high amount of calorie burn, but it also helps fill you up because fiber has a insoluble part to it, which means that there's a part of fiber that isn't digested and it just goes through your digestive system, somewhat like toilet paper, except it's actually useful because not only is it healthy for your digestive system, it also makes you feel full because it occupies space in your stomach. Gosh, wow, I hadn't thought of that. If I fill up my stomach, I'll feel full. Honestly, not falling for binges, once you understand these things, becomes real simple. So again, just to reiterate, the maintenance calories being the 500 to 700 calorie increase that you are consuming after being in a calorie deficit and being in a fat loss phase, so now you're in a maintenance phase, should be coming from carbs and fiber. The third key for making sure you maintain leanness year-round without excess fat gain is to eat the same foods that you were eating on your cut, just more. Now, when you're wanting to cut and shred down and reduce body fat, that normally comes with reducing fat intake. So you go from fatty meats and fatty cuts of meats like ribeyes to lean meats, lean ground beef, or from whole milk to light milk, or to almond milk, or from soda to diet soda. So essentially these low-calorie alternatives you can just have the same foods, but just have more of them. There's no point in switching back to something if you can sustain eating meat, but just a leaner version of meat. You can have fattier cuts of meat every now and then, but generally you want to make sure that it's lean and that it's high in protein, helping keep you full and not wanting to binge eat. Now, the fourth key for staying lean after finally seeing your abs is to satisfy your taste buds. Now, I had an all or nothing approach, and this is what most people get when they come into a diet and when they get out of a diet. They think that having sweet foods is bad. It's going to ruin their progress. It's not going to allow them to stay looking good. But what you can do is use low calorie, sweet alternatives. So if you're craving something sweet, having a high protein pancake recipe with stuff like a banana, an egg, protein powder, a cup of almond milk, and a dash of baking powder, just whisk it all up, put it in a pan, flip that bitch, and there you go. You have a high protein, low calorie pancake recipe. Drizzle that with some sugar-free maple syrup, or just drizzle maple syrup on every meal you have. It doesn't matter. You can make high protein, low calorie foods that really satisfy your cravings and don't actually have you craving anything that you're not already eating. This is something that I did, where I'd have protein ice creams, which is essentially where you mix a ton of stuff in a blender that is low in calories and high in protein, and it literally is like 9 cups. So it fills you the hell up, and it's way more volume than a simple tub of Ben & Jerry's. All you need is protein powder, preferably whey protein concentrate or a mix of whey and casein, frozen fruit, just to get the consistency better, or a milk substitute, some sort of sweetener, so that can be stevia, or it can be vanilla extract or maple syrup, sugar-free of course, to avoid the extra calories and allow you to have more. And then last but not least, the secret ingredient, xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is a nice additive that is able to voluminize, is that a word? Voluminize? Basically, increase the volume of the ice cream when you blend it. This is why you're going to need a strong blender, and essentially make it nice and thick and fluffy. Now, you don't have to have these protein ice creams every day. I actually wouldn't recommend it because it might not be great for your stomach and for your digestion. However, having it every now and then to curb the binge cravings that you'll get, inevitably you will get these cravings, is very, very helpful for sticking to your new calories and making sure you maintain the calorie maintenance goal that you have set out. Same thing goes with liquid calories as well. You don't have to go back to having cream in your coffee, all these heavy cream-based lattes, or having soda again. There's no need to have full sugar soda in this day and age. You have the exact same sodas, and with every soda, you have a diet option. You have a sugar-free option, a no-calorie option. There is no point in choosing the calorie-dense option, because relying on that to make you feel full is stupid. So the drinks that help you get lean will be the drinks that help you stay lean. And you can just keep having those because they taste good. Tip number 5, and the most important tip, is to track your body weight and your calories. The act of tracking alone during a reverse diet makes you more likely to succeed because you're holding yourself accountable. It's also the most important tool you have. When you track stuff, you can make stuff better. If you track the amount of calories you consume accurately and you start gaining more weight than you like, more fat than you like, then you can just reduce it a little bit. Or you can compensate with more exercise. You can play with the variables because you know what the variables are. It's also worthy to note that body weight changes for a reverse diet are very hard to make determinations on composition of weight maintenance or weight gain that you experience. What you want to be seeing is better visual changes. So tracking progress pics, take a picture of yourself flexed in front of the mirror once a week just to see where the glycogen is getting stored, how you're looking, whether digestion is going all right, whether the boost in calories has led to excess fat gain and you've overestimated your maintenance calories, or perhaps underestimated and you're still getting leaner. These are things you want to think about when you're in a reverse diet and attempting to maintain your results. And once you do that, you will win. You will win this whole fitness game. You will maintain this physique long term. Over time, after a couple weeks or months after you're familiarized with how this is working and how much food you need to maintain your weight and the right foods to pick, such as the leaner options of meats, milks, and similar foods that you were already using to diet down, but also having some sweet foods that are also helpful towards your goals, you will be able to do this whole thing with a bit more leniency, you can have some off-plan meals and you're not fixating on looking a certain way because you're already sorted, you're already lean, and it's just about putting your diet and lifestyle on cruise control. Now, I hope these tips helped you if you're in a diet and not sure of how to get out of it. By the way, if you're skinny fat or still struggling to lose the fat or just sick of tired of trying shitty diets, this video that's on screen is gonna help you lose that stubborn belly fat without needing to follow a meal plan. And remember, leave no more lost potential.